Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday, July 8th at 6:30 p.m. and the Pasadena City Council is about to commence a meeting that is reflected in the agenda for tonight's meeting. Tim?
Hi, I'm pleased to be here tonight representing the Arroyo Seco Foundation. I wanted to talk about, you may have heard that in May, a contractor for Southern California, Edison, created quite a swath of destruction up at Hahamongna. They went in ostensibly to maintain their power lines up there, and they created quite a lot of habitat destruction up there. I have a picture of the, I don't know how this works, but we put it here? Okay. Upside down. There we go. And this will give you an idea of what we're talking about. So I wrote a letter on June 21st to City Manager Michael Beck, and within a week received a response from Siobhan Foster, a very professional response, and I really appreciate how it outlined how she and her staff had pursued the matter with Edison, and also the quickness of the response as well was commendable. However, the response kind of begs the question, and the question is, why is Edison up in Hahamongna at all? There was an easement granted to Edison, which was included in Ms. Foster's report, that in the late 40s, over 60 years ago, during a period of time in which Hahamongna wasn't valued the way that it is now. And Edison was given the right to put some power lines in there, but over the years these power lines have grown dramatically. And the poles have grown dramatically, as you can see, and they've moved from small wood poles to large wood poles to large metal poles, and they've done it consistently, I believe, without any environmental review. On the belief that either they are grandfathered from environmental review, which didn't really begin in this state until 1970, or else that they are doing it in the name of maintenance of their facilities. Well, I would suggest that expanding their facilities so dramatically really is going far beyond maintaining their facilities. This is a very rare and unique habitat area, and we had we did a study of that area last August, as a matter of fact, establishing that environmental conditions have improved very dramatically in the last 10 years in that area. And there's a lot of high-quality riparian and stream zone kind of habitat and related habitat in that area that's of very high value. So I think it's time for the city really to ask the basic question of why is Edison allowed to continue a commercial operation in that area? We know that others have easements in that area, but they're easements that have a public purpose. The county, for instance, has a flood control easement to protect public safety in that area. Edison is providing no benefit to the city of Pasadena. I don't believe there's a fee. There may be. I don't believe there's a fee for the easement, and they're providing no public benefit at all for this. Edison is a commercial operation, and we wouldn't allow a McDonald's in a rare habitat zone. And why should we allow a commercial operation like Edison to continue to operate in a zone when, as was documented in Ms. Foster's statement, they didn't notify Pasadena that they were moving in, they didn't follow the instructions according to the easement, and as a matter of fact, the details of the easement make it very clear that the city of Pasadena can at any time ask them to remove their facilities from that area, and they have 90 days to do so. So I would suggest that the real question that needs to be asked is not, did they go beyond 20 feet, the 20 feet that was included in the easement? Certainly, it's important to enforce the terms of the easement as long as the easement exists, but the real question that needs to be addressed is, should there be this kind of industrial, commercial use in a rare habitat zone like Hahamongna? And I hope that the City Council and the City Manager will address that issue in the near future. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tornick.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate Tim's following through on this. I was very concerned about this, and I know the city did respond vigorously and with some precision. And I read Siobhan's letter, and I know that there are some ongoing investigations in terms of what our rights are and how this easement should be enforced, because clearly Edison went way beyond even their own internal procedures, it seems, in terms of how this all went about. But one thing that was not in Siobhan's letter or report that I think may be within the purview of the city attorney's office more directly is the more fundamental question that Tim raises, which is apart from the fact that Edison clearly violated their easement requirements and should be penalized or called to task for it, there is a more fundamental question about whether they should be there at all. And I think that area of investigation cooperatively between Siobhan's department and the city attorney's office should be explored. I'm not sure there is compelling reason, as Tim suggests, for that easement to continue. And I would like to understand what the city's rights are in terms of how that should move forward, apart from the violation of the existing easement.
Is that something that could be studied from a legal point of view with appropriate advice available to the council and taken up at MSC, Municipal Services Committee? Jane?
Terry, what you were just talking about Edison, and so, Tim, you might appreciate what we're going through in our area on the Edison corridor. A neighborhood association at Canyon Wash just had Edison over there, Marissa Castro, at a meeting last week. And she said, Tim, you said something about no benefit. She said, well, Pasadena is not our customer or doesn't buy electricity for us, so we're not responsible for all the gophers that we're having right now over there in the in the northern part, and all the way down to where the old Christmas tree farm used to be on Del Mar. So we're having a problem right now with responsibility with Edison, and there's a lot of emails going back through our office, the Siobhan and Michael Beck's office, about responsibility, and somehow they don't see it the way a responsible party should see something like that, because they said Pasadena doesn't buy electricity from us, so I didn't think that was right. I think she's sorry she said that.
Mayor, I'd be happy to work with staff from Siobhan's office and Michelle's office to have this studied and placed on the Municipal Services Committee agenda.
That would be great. Thanks, Tim, for bringing that to us.